All right, let's just jump right in. The amount of noise around AI it's just deafening, right? Every single day there's a new tool, a new headline, and it is completely overwhelming. But what if the real challenge isn't the technology at all? What if it's actually about strategy? That's what we're going to do here. Cut through all that noise and give you a clear strategic roadmap for this new AI age.
This quote, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It perfectly captures the problem. So many leaders are trying to fix this massive systemic shift that is AI with these tiny isolated solutions. A chatbot over here, a little bit of automation over there, and all you're doing is making things a little more comfortable while the very foundation of your industry is disappearing right out from under you.
And this leads to a feeling I bet many of you recognize: total frustration. Leaders either freeze up, completely paralyzed by all the choices, or they go the other way and chase every shiny new tool. They spend a ton of money on these random pilot projects that just never scale up or connect to anything else. These piecemeal efforts are failing because AI isn't some small incremental change. It's a systemic one, and that's why the real problem we need to solve is strategy.
So the solution isn't to go out and find yet another piece of software. It's to adopt a completely new way of thinking. What we really need is a shared language to talk about AI strategy across the entire organization, and we need a clear map to guide our decisions.
That map is what Dr. Rodkin calls a fractal grid. Now, fractal might sound a little complicated, but all it really means is that the same patterns repeat at different scales, different sizes. So this grid is basically a zoomable model. It connects what you do on a small scale, the micro level, with what's happening at the company level, the meso level, and all the way up to the entire industry, which is the macro level.
And here it is. This is the 9 Zoomable AI-Strategies-Fractal Grid. Now, I know at first glance it might look a little complex, but it's actually an incredibly simple and powerful map. This 3x3 grid is going to be our guide for the rest of this explainer. It's designed to bring clarity to every single decision you make about AI.
The whole thing is built on two really simple axes. The vertical axis is all about where you're applying your strategy. What's the scale? Are you focused on individual tasks at the micro level, or maybe company-wide workflows at the meso level? Or are you thinking about entire ecosystems at the macro level? Then, the horizontal axis is about how you're acting. What's your move? Are you using AI to automate something, to bolster human skills, or to coordinate really complex systems? So let's see how this all comes together to build out 9 totally distinct strategies. We're going to start at the smallest scale and zoom our way out. Okay, first up, the micro level. We're talking about individuals and teams right here on the ground. At this level, AI acts as an anticipator. You can automate the boring stuff, taking the drudgery off people's plates, like getting an AI to transcribe your meetings. You can bolster your team's skills, basically give them AI superpowers with tools like GitHub Copilot for your developers. And you can coordinate their work using smart platforms to keep everyone aligned and in perfect sync. All right, now let's zoom out to the meso level. We're talking about the entire enterprise. And here AI becomes a logic shifter because it fundamentally changes how your whole business operates. You can automate huge core workflows, like using predictive maintenance to cut inefficiencies. You can bolster high-level decision-making by using AI to model different future scenarios. Or you can coordinate across your entire company, breaking down those silos between departments with things like digital twins. And finally, let's zoom out one more time, all the way to the macro level. We're not just talking about companies anymore. We're talking about entire industries and economies. At this scale, AI is a field reshaper. You can automate enormous processes like international trade flows. You can bolster whole sectors, like using AI in agriculture to strengthen crop yields. And, maybe most powerfully, you can coordinate entire ecosystems with shared AI standards for something huge like global carbon accounting. Okay, so that's the framework. It's a neat grid. But here's the most important question. What does this actually mean for you? How do you take this from being just a bunch of boxes on a slide to something you can actually use? Well, if you're a CEO, this grid is how you stop wasting money on those random pilots and actually align all your AI efforts. If you're a manager, this gives you the exact vocabulary you need to sell your valuable AI projects up the chain. For you startup founders out there, this is a competitive weapon. It shows you exactly how to leapfrog the slower, bigger players. And if you're a policymaker, this is your guide to strengthening key industries and growing the whole economy. To really truly grasp the scale of the change we're talking about, it helps to look back at a really powerful lesson from history. So, before the 1950s, loading a ship was a slow, expensive, piece-by-piece nightmare. Then the simple shipping container came along. It was just a box, but it's standardized everything and completely revolutionized global trade, making it fast, cheap, and unbelievably efficient. AI is that shipping container. It's the new standard that's going to fundamentally restack how value is created and moved through the entire global economy. This isn't just another tool. It is the underlying logic of the next era of business. So this presents us with a very, very clear choice. Are you going to be the captain of that new container ship, designing the new systems and charting the course? Or are you going to be the person left on the docks, stuck doing things the old, slow way in a world that has completely moved on? So let's get practical. Let's bring this all home. Here are 4 clear steps you can take right now to start building your own fractal AI strategy. Number 1, audit your Zoom levels. Where are you and your team currently focused? Are you stuck only in micro-automation? Second, adopt a shared language. Get your whole team talking in these terms: automate, bolster, and coordinate. Third, design fractal strategies. Make sure those small, micro-level efforts actually connect to your big, macro-level goals. And finally, number 4, experiment small, but always, always plan to scale big. The big takeaway is this: to win in the age of AI, you have to learn how to think and act at multiple scales all at once. The future is Zoomable, and the leaders who can master this new way of thinking are the ones who are going to come out on top. So I'll leave you with this one question to guide your thinking. Take this back to your team, your company. Look at what you're doing and ask, what will you automate today to create efficiency? What will you bolster tomorrow to empower your people? And what will you begin to coordinate for the future to reshape your entire industry?